It's good to see you. Today we're going to take a look at various forms and documents from the US Postal Service. They are used for a variety of different functions. They are not all for the same thing. One of the first things that you can get, and all of these are obtainable at the post office or by mail. One of the first things that we have here is a basic label, and they provide these at no charge. These are priority mail labels, and these can only be used for priority mail. You cannot use them for first class, parcel select, media mail, or priority mail express. That is a completely different service. So they really don't want you to use these labels for express. Use these just for priority mail. And what you do, you see, once you're ready to send your letter or package, you will peel this off. It's like a giant sticker. See how it comes off? This entire thing is one big sticker. It's sticky on the back. So before you place it on your item that you want to mail, you would want to put your name here and then the address, and this will serve as the return address for your item. And then you have to put the name of the person or the company that you want to send the item to. It goes there. And then just below that, you're going to put their mailing address, whether it's a physical address or a post office box. You can do that. And then you put the city, the state, and the zip code. And as it states here, these are used for domestic and international use. This is label 228, March 2016. So that means that this label was last updated in March of 2016. And up here in this top right corner, just below this red stripe, we have the United States Postal Service logo. And they also want to remind you that you can visit them at USPS.com to order free supplies online. And you can also order supplies that you pay for, like stamps and prepaid postage and other things. So this is just a label that you can use, and you can pick up several of these if you want. Sometimes they will have them in a little display, like a little kiosk, and you can just take them at your will and use them. So that's the first thing. And now over here we have a few other little forms for you. These two will go together. Now this one you can see has two sides. There's this side here, and then this side. This is for certified mail. If you want to send a letter certified, you're going to use this form here, which this is PS Form 3800, April 2015. So April 2015 was probably the last time some sort of update was done to this form. To go along with that, we have this one. This is PS Form 3811, July 2015. So there was an update then. Now this is the one that you're going to do some writing on, and you will be asked to complete this form before your certified letter is ready to send. Now this part, this is a separate section, and you can see from this bar up at the top it says complete the selection on delivery. The person that you send it to, or the company, or representative of that company, will sign here on the signature line, choose one of these two boxes, agent or addressee. So the person, if you're sending it to an individual, would be the addressee. Or if you're sending it to a company, an agent or representative of the company would check agent. And then they will have to print their name here, received by, and then they have to print their name. And they will add the date of delivery. So whatever day, this is not going to be the day you mailed it, it's going to be the day that it was actually delivered. And then in section D here is delivery address different from item 1. They have to check yes or no. If they check yes, they have to enter the delivery address in this space right here. I don't imagine that happens very often, but it could. Up here we have the instructions for the sender, so that would be you. You would complete items 1, 2, and 3. This is item 1. Item 2 is down here. And then item 3 is over here. You will print your name and address on the reverse so that we can return the card to you. This card here will be sent back to you, and you are going to put your name and your address and the city, state, and zip code in this box on the back so they will know where to send this card. And this card will serve as your receipt and proof that your certified letter was delivered. And then your final bit of instructions, you will attach this card to the back of the mail piece or on the front if space permits. Article addressed to, and this is where you put the address of the person or the company that you're going to send it to. So you'd put, if it's an individual, you would put their name and then their address, city, state, and zip code too, or the name of the company. Section 2 is article number, and it gives you some instructions for that in italics. It says that you will transfer the article number from the service label. Now at this point, you have to set this aside and you have to take a look at this. And we will look at this in more detail in a minute. But for that article number, that is going to be this long number here. You see it's broken up into 4 digits. And it's 20 digits, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. You're going to write that entire number in the article number section. So you're going to need to have one of these to complete this. And once you're done, this part is adhesive and it will be attached to the mail piece. And this part is perforated, and you will keep this section with all the information on it to go with your card when you receive it back. So once you've completed number 2, you've added the article number, you're going to go to item number 3. And you see we have a lot of very small print check boxes. This is service type. And that is where you're going to put what service type you're going to pick. And we have a lot of choices. You have adult signature restricted delivery, certified mail restricted delivery, collect on delivery restricted delivery, insured mail restricted delivery over $500, Priority Mail Express, registered mail restricted delivery, return receipt for merchandise, signature confirmation, and signature confirmation restricted delivery. Now, in my job, I have to do these sometimes, and I always just pick certified mail. That's typically all I do. So, but all this is going to be written by hand by you. So you want to make sure to print neatly in each section that you write in, so there's no confusion, and so that it can be read very easily and it is not delivered to the wrong person or company or anything else. So that is Form 3811. We'll take a look at the certified mail receipt. This is for domestic mail only. Official use. Alright, and in here, in this box, you're going to put the certified mail fee. That's the amount you're going to pay. And then there are some options for extra services and fees. And then you have to check the boxes that apply and add the fees that go along with it. Some of your extra services are return receipt hard copy, return receipt electronic, certified mail restricted delivery, adult signature required, and adult signature restricted delivery. And if you do choose any of these extra services, you just write that amount here. The next box is for postage for the mail piece. Then you have the total postage and fees, and that's going to be all these fees plus the postage. So the total postage and fees is the total amount that you will pay to send the certified mail. And then down here, we have the same information that's going to be included in box 1 on this card. You have sent to, so you could have the individual's name or the company's name. The next line is for street and apartment number or P.O. box number. And then the next line is for the city, state, and the zip code. And then this large area here is for the postmark, the date that you mail it. So again, this part is perforated. It's right along there, so it can easily be torn away. And this part is going to include this barcode that can be scanned, and it also includes the number down here in case this barcode doesn't work for some reason. Plus, it's a lot easier to read. It's right on here. I'd hate to try to read that. And then on the back, it tells you some of the benefits of certified mail. A receipt. You get a receipt. There's a unique identifier for your mail piece. Electronic verification. A record of delivery. You can purchase certified mail service with first class mail, first class package service, or priority mail service. So it's not limited to just a letter or something like that. You could also do it with a package if you needed to. Certified mail service is not available for international mail. And insurance coverage is not available for purchase with certified mail service. However, the purchase of certified mail service does not change the insurance coverage automatically included with certain priority mail items. And priority mail does have a built-in insurance for most things. For an additional fee and with the proper endorsement on the mail piece, you may request the following services, which we just went over on the front: return receipt service, restricted delivery, adult signature, and an adult signature restricted. To ensure that your certified mail receipt is accepted as legal proof of mailing, it should bear a USPS postmark. If you would like a postmark on this certified mail receipt, please present your certified mail item at a post office for postmarking. If you don't need a postmark on this certified mail receipt, detach the barcoded portion of this label, affix it to the mail piece, apply appropriate postage, and deposit the mail piece. For me, I always like to take these to the register, to a clerk, just to make sure I get all the fees right. I want to make sure I pay the correct amount, so it will be delivered without any delays. And they will fill out, they will stamp this for you, and a lot of times they will fill out the fees for you. You don't have to fill out that part. If you just fill out the sent to and the address down here, usually the clerk will do the rest of it. So that concludes the look at the certified mail documents, little forms. And this, you can also pick these up at the post office. These are nice. This is a priority mail flat rate envelope. So it is one rate, any weight. So even if you manage to get a lot of stuff in here, it's going to be the same price no matter how much the contents weigh. It's a nice thick envelope. Mail-bearing stamp postage inside the mailer must be canceled by US Postal Service before inserting into mailer. So if you have something in here and it shows through this clear window, you see the whole front has this clear plastic piece. You want to make sure that there is no postage or anything visible that might accidentally be scanned. It has to be canceled. And they even give you instructions on how to use this mailer. Number 1, place pre-addressed envelope inside this priority mail mailer. Make sure the address shows through the window. Any postage placed on the envelope must appear in the window area. Any postage applied to the envelope must be canceled by a USPS employee. Affix the appropriate priority mail postage or meter strip to the front of the priority mail mailer. And number 3, seal the flap on the priority mail mailer envelope. And it is not an adhesive, it's actually a glue. So these I think this is a glue, and you have to lick it and stick it like the old stamps. Priority mail, date of delivery specified, USPS tracking included, insurance is included, and pickup is available. This is EP14H, and it was looks like it was last modified July 2013. And it has a barcode on the back. And this envelope measures 10 inches by 5 inches. So it's actually a pretty good size. You can get a decent amount in there, and you don't have to worry about extra postage because you know that it's flat rate. So you just pay the flat rate and you're good. Alright, next we have a Priority Mail Express label, and this is the label that would go on something like this. This is not the only type of Priority Mail Express, but this is one of the flat rate envelopes. So it's kind of like the Priority Mail flat rate little envelope that we just looked at, but it's obviously quite a bit bigger. Now this, of course, is going to be more expensive, and I do not know the rate right offhand. It changes periodically, but it's more than likely it's comparable to a FedEx envelope price. This is the back of the envelope. We'll look at it in just a minute. But first, let's get back to the form. Let's see. This is label 11B, October 2016. And we have this large barcode up here on this label. And you can see that it has several layers to it. It's not just one piece of paper. There are several pieces in here. And a little notch there where you can pull that centerpiece out once you're done filling this out. And it's perforated over here. It has these holes in it, kind of like they're printed like the old printers used to do. And they have these instructions highlighted right here because they want you to see this first. Write firmly with ballpoint pen on hard surface to make all copies legible. And I use these too with my job quite a bit, depending on what I'm doing. So up here, this is where you're going to put your name and address, or if you're sending this on behalf of a company, a lot of times you can get pre-printed forms from the mailroom that will have your company's name and address and phone number already on there. But if not, you can just write it yourself. And then don't forget the phone number up here. That way, if there's a problem with your package, They can call you and see if they can straighten out whatever the issue is. So that's the first section. Now each copy has the same stuff on it, so it's just duplicates of what you see here. It's nothing different. Next we have payment by account if applicable. So if you have a USPS corporate account number or a federal agency account number or a postal service account number, you would write that number in either of these blocks if it applied. And then we have delivery options for your express package. You can ask that signature be required. Note, the mailer must check the signature required box if the mailer, number 1, requires the addressee's signature, or 2, purchases additional insurance, or 3, purchases COD service, or 4, purchases return receipt service. If the box is not checked, the Postal Service will leave the item in the addressee's mail receptacle or other secure location without attempting to obtain the addressee's signature on delivery. And then we have delivery options, and of course you don't have to check any of these if you aren't worried about it. You can check a box for no Saturday delivery, in which case the item would be delivered the next business day. Or you can say Sunday/holiday delivery required, and there's an additional fee for that where available. And the next option is 10:30 a.m. delivery required, and there's an additional fee for that where available. So I don't know, if it's really important to you, you could use one of those options. And then of course here you're going to put where it's going, whether it's going to a person or a business. You would print. You don't want to do it in cursive. It says please print. And you should also print this. Don't try to write it fancy cursive or anything. Write the person's name or the company and the address, city, state, and zip code. And again, we have a section for the phone number, and that is going to be a contact number for whoever you're sending it to. So if there is a problem with delivery for some reason, so it's not going to be a problem on your end, it could be a problem on their end, there is a phone number where the delivery person can contact the person or company they're trying to send it to and try to resolve that issue so the package can be delivered. And then down here, it's one thing that's different here is that there are spaces. See these little dashes down here? There are dashes down here because the zip code goes separate. You will just put the name and address here. I'm sorry if I said the city, state, and zip code go up here. Actually, the zip code goes here. The city and the state do go up here. So you would write in the 5-digit zip code plus the 4 extra digits if you know them. If you don't, it's okay to leave that blank. So this is for pickup or USPS tracking. They let you know that you can go to USPS.com to see that information or call 800-222-1811. And $100 of insurance will be included in your mailing. Now over here we have this red section. This is for the Postal Service use only. This is not something that you will fill out. They have options here for 1-day, 2-day, military, and DPO. And then we have here the zip code, the scheduled delivery date, month, day, year, the total amount paid for postage, the date accepted, which would be the day that you mail it, or whatever day it's accepted by the post office. Usually it's the day you mail it. Scheduled delivery time could be 10:30 a.m., 12 noon, or 3 p.m. Then we have a section for the insurance fee, the COD fee, the time accepted, so that will be here, 10:30 a.m. delivery fee, return receipt fee, live animal transportation fee, which didn't even ever notice before now. Didn't know they did that. special handling / fragile, Sunday / holiday premium fee, weight, or you can just check a box if it's flat rate, acceptance employee initials, and finally we have this box here for the total postage and fees. So that's where you're going to add up the postage and any other extras that they checked on the box over here. That's the total that you paid to mail it. And then we have the delivery section. And again, this is for Postal Service use only. You can tell because it's in red. So if there is a delivery attempt, they're going to put the date of that and the time. And if for some reason they were unable to deliver it, they will fill out that and sign it. And if there is a second attempt, they will complete another row to show that information, the date, the time, and signature. So that is the Priority Mail Express form. And on the back, they even tell you, now this again is like a giant label. You're going to remove this label to expose the adhesive. And it even shows you peel it from this corner. Sometimes it's hard to do. But see, you pull the tab. And this is a very, very sticky label. It's extremely sticky, so you want to make sure you have it right where you want it before you remove that adhesive. Because once it's stuck on here, if you try to remove it, it's probably going to tear. So you want to make sure you have it centered right where you want it. And they show you where to put it. They have these little marks on here to kind of guide you. When you place it on the envelope, it kind of shows you where it's going to go. So, but just make sure you have it where you want it. Because if you slap it on there like that, you can't just pull it off and redo it. It's probably going to tear, and then you're going to have to make a whole new label, which is frustrating. All right. So this Priority Mail Express envelope doesn't hold a lot, but it's about the size. It basically is the same size as a FedEx envelope. It's the fastest service in the U.S. for the US Postal Service. And you can use these for domestic and international use. And it tells you, of course, place mailing label here. So you're going to get a guaranteed delivery date, a guaranteed delivery time, USPS tracking is included, and insurance is included. Pickup is available. You can schedule that online if you want. And a signature is included upon request. So once you have everything in here that you want to send, and you've placed your label on there, what you'll do, you take this part here, and it's kind of scored. You can sort of, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little ridge right there, and it helps you fold it. So you're going to fold it down like that and press on it. And usually I like to do that before I remove the adhesive strip cover, so I know that it's straight. So I fold it down, then I pull it back, and that's when you remove this piece. It's like wax paper kind of, and it covers this strip of adhesive that you can see, and it is also very sticky. And you want to be sure you have it where you want it, because once it comes into contact with this, it becomes difficult to remove very quickly. So you want to make sure, that's why I go ahead and fold it first and kind of crease it a little bit, so that when you're ready to actually fold it down, it goes where you want it to and it doesn't fold crooked or weird or anything. You want to make sure that your papers are all the way down in there and not folded over, because if the adhesive comes into contact with your documents, it can stick to them and damage them, potentially, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that all of your documents are well down in there and they're nice and snug inside the envelope before you do this. This should always be the last step, obviously. So it's a process that after you do it a few times you can do very quickly. But it's also a good idea before you seal it up, before you seal your envelope, your little thing here, you want to double check everything inside. Make sure that you have everything in there that you want to have in there, that you didn't forget anything, or that something ended up in there that wasn't supposed to be. Just want to make sure, just double check. I always double check before I send it. So this is the front of the envelope, and you will not be placing any labels or anything on the front. It just stays like it is. The back part, this is actually what they're going to be looking at. This is the important part. So that is the Priority Mail Express envelope and label. The last thing I have to show you is something else that you can pick up at the post office. You can also do this online if you want, but this is a paper change of address form, and you can do it online, like I said. And this also includes a mover's guide and an official change of address kit. And you would take one of these envelopes per address change. And these are available at any post office. And I've already opened it up. It's sealed across here. And there are all kinds of little papers in here. A lot of times you will find coupons in here, and you'll probably receive even more coupons in the mail after you move, which is kind of cool. You might get a Lowe's coupon, like 10% off your order. Like here's one already. You get this coupon here for an additional 10% off all in-stock blinds and shades, or 5% off special order custom blinds and shades. That can be nice, especially if you're moving into a place with nothing on the windows, which can be frustrating. I've had that happen. And next we have something from Overstock.com. You can save 16% on your next purchase. It's kind of odd amount, 16%. It's interesting. So that's another coupon. I have one for DirecTV. Packages start at $29.99 a month. So they're just encouraging you to give them a call to have your stuff installed if you're interested in cable and Wi-Fi from them. And we also have the AT&T Visa card, Visa reward card. But this is the thing that you're really looking for in here. This is Form 3575, October 2018. Maybe they have an edit coming up. I'm not sure. I don't work for the post office, so I don't really know. That's just usually when I see forms and they have a month and a year. That was the last time it was modified in some way. I guess Doc Brown sent this back from the future or something. I don't know. Anyway. So this is the official mail forwarding change of address order. Please print items 1 through 10 in blue or black ink, and then your signature is required in item 9. So let's look at these different sections. For Section 1, you want to tell them if the change of address is for an individual, an entire family, or a business. So if you just say you just have one person moving from one place to another, you would just do individual. Or if it's everyone, just do entire family. If you have more than one individual, you would have to fill out more than one form. Number 2, is this move temporary? So if it's just for a little while, you would check yes. And if it is temporary, in item 4, you want to put the date that you want to discontinue forwarding the mail. And item 3 is the start date. So that's when the move is official and your mail should start going somewhere else. And then we go to item 5. 5A, we just put in the last name if it's a person. 5B, you put in the first name and the middle initial in the blocks provided. So of course you just put in one letter per block. In item 6, if it's a business move, you want to print the business name. Of course, if it's a business move, you would not fill out item 5. And if it's an individual or a family, you would not fill out item 6. And then next, we're going to print the old mailing address below. House/building number and street name, or P.O. box. So 7A is where you would enter the old mailing address, and they give you a lot of blocks for that. 7A, also you can add the old apartment or suite number. 7B for Puerto Rico only. If your address is in Puerto Rico, print the urbanization name if appropriate. 7C is the old city, so that's where you're moving from. 7D is the state that you're moving from. And 7E is your old zip code. Now we move on to item 8, and that is where you're going to print the new mailing address, the house or building number, and the street name or P.O. box. So here you're going to put in your new mailing address. And you have plenty of space. And if it applies, you add your new apartment number, suite, or PMB. 8B for Puerto Rico only. If address is in Puerto Rico, print urbanization name if appropriate. And 8C is for the new city. Give you a lot of blocks. 8D is the new state. And 8E is the new zip code. And on item 9, you're going to print your name on this line here. And just below that, you're going to sign your name. And then you're going to add the month, day, and year that you signed the form. Now we do have 2 sections on here that are for official use only. We have this one up here at the top right, which is kind of big, and then a smaller one down here. For this one up at the top, we have a section for the zone or route ID number, the date entered on Form 3982, and the expiration date, and the clerk or carrier endorsement. So you're going to have the clerk here, carrier here. And then this block is just empty, official use only. This may be where a stamp goes, or a signature, or an initial, or something, but it's just blank. It may be where, they stamp it, so-and-so entered this information or something. I don't know. And see, you can mail this. And when you see this, it means that there is no postage necessary if mailed in the United States. And it actually says that right there. So if you have to complete these and mail them, you don't need a stamp. You can just drop it in the mail. And the postage will go to Postmaster, United States Postal Service. Pretty simple. Note, the person signing this form states that he or she is the person, executor, guardian, authorized officer, or agent of the person for whom mail would be forwarded under this order. Anyone submitting false or inaccurate information on this form is subject to punishment by fine or imprisonment or both under Sections 2 1001, 1702, and 1708 of Title 18 United States Code. And then you also have this privacy notice. This information you provide will be used to forward your mail to a new location. Collection is authorized by 39 U.S.C. 404. Filing this form is voluntary, but we cannot forward your mail without it. We do not disclose your information except in the following limited circumstances: to government agencies or bodies as required to perform official duties, to mailers only if they already possess your old address, in legal proceedings or for service of process, to law enforcement as needed for a criminal investigation, or to contractors who help fulfill the service. So it's not a terribly complicated form. Looks pretty simple. Just going to put individual, family, business, if it's temporary or not, start date, your name, old address, new address, and then you're going to print your name and sign it and date it. And then all you have to do is either take it back to the post office. You can deliver it in person if you like, take it to the clerk, or you can just drop it in the mail. It's up to you. Thank you again for coming to look at these forms with me. It's always fun going over forms. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again really soon.